How does a kid shivering in a Chicago alley, with nothing but a torn backpack and a growling stomach, become a millionaire who changes how America spends money? Meet Jake Carter, an 8-year-old who stared down homelessness and built a tech empire from pure grit. In 1995, Jake was a nobody in the Windy City, kicked out of foster care, scrounging for scraps in dumpsters. The icy streets were his home, each night a battle against cold and shame. Begging for change burned his pride, but a stubborn spark inside him whispered, "This isn't your end." That spark lit a fire that would prove the American dream is real for those who fight for it. Jake's life was brutal. At 18, he had no family, no money, just a tattered jacket and worn-out sneakers. His skinny frame, pale from hunger, and messy brown hair hid green eyes that burned with defiance. Chicago's winters gnawed at his bones. Cops shooed him from park benches like a stray. He applied for jobs hundreds, maybe more, only to hear no because he had no address, no degree, just clothes washed in a gas station sink. "You're nothing," society seemed to say, and one night, staring into a cracked mirror, Jake almost believed it. Was I born to lose? He wondered, despair clawing at him. But a voice inside roared, "Keep fighting." That voice led him to a community center in 1996, where Maria, a volunteer with a warm smile, saw his potential. "You've got fire, kid," she said, handing him coffee and a lifeline. A job training program, teaching basic computer skills when the internet was barely a thing. Jake attacked learning like a man possessed. He haunted the public library, devouring old coding manuals, his fingers trembling from cold and excitement. He worked nights, scrubbing dishes for $5 an hour, saving every dime for a $200 used laptop. Failure dogged him. He was kicked out of the library for looking homeless. His first app crashed after weeks of work and 50 job applications. Landed him just 2 interviews. "I wanted to quit," he admitted, but giving up meant the alley won. So he kept coding, whispering, one line at a time, keep pushing. After 100 hours of trial and error, Jake built a clunky app to help small businesses track sales. It wasn't fancy, but it worked, a tiny victory in a life full of defeats. In 1998, a small Chicago startup took a chance on Jake as a junior coder. They didn't care about his past, just his hustle. He threw himself into it, coding 18-hour days, often sleeping under his desk. His app caught the boss's eye, earning a $50,000 licensing deal and Jake a $5,000 bonus. It wasn't millions, but it was his first real win. "My name was on that check," he said, voice cracking with pride. He didn't blow it on luxuries. He bought textbooks, enrolled in night classes, and kept learning. In 2002, Jake bet everything on Silicon Valley, arriving with $2,000 and a dream, crashing on a friend's couch in Palo Alto. Standing outside a startup meetup, heart pounding, he told himself, "One decision changes everything." That's where he pitched PaySwift, a mobile payment app in a world still hooked on cash. Silicon Valley was a beast. Investors scoffed. Digital payments sounded like a pipe dream. Jake hit every free tech meetup, pitching to anyone who'd listen, facing rejection after rejection. He and his tiny team coded in a cramped garage, living on ramen and hope. In 2006, PaySwift landed a Seattle coffee chain, processing $10,000 in transactions. By 2008, it hit $1 million, but the road wasn't smooth. In 2010, a competitor poached their developers, and a lawsuit bled their funds dry. Jake felt the alley's cold creep back. "I was staring at zero again," he said, fear gripping him. He could have walked away, but quitting wasn't Jake. He took a risky $100,000 loan, pivoted PaySwift to serve small businesses, ignored by the big dogs, and worked harder than ever. "When the world slams the door, keep knocking," he told his team. By 2013, PaySwift was acquired for $50 million, netting Jake $10 million. Jake didn't chase mansions or private jets. He settled in Austin, Texas, in a modest home, and founded Carter Tech to teach tech skills to kids from rough backgrounds 1,000 and counting. "Success isn't just money," he said at a 2015 TED Talk, voice thick with gratitude. "It's giving others the chance I got." He paid it forward, remembering Maria's coffee and belief in him. His proudest moment wasn't the millions. It was seeing his first mentee land a coding job at a tech firm. "That's the American dream," Jake said. "Building your path and lifting others up. From $0 to $10 million, through 18-hour days, hundreds of rejections, and nights doubting himself, Jake rewrote his story. His scrawny frame, once hunched from hunger, now stood tall, his green eyes shining with purpose. What can Jake's journey teach us? First, start where you stand. No degree, no money, no connections? Doesn't matter. Pick one skill and grind 1 hour a day, one step at a time. Jake learned to code from library books. You can start with a YouTube tutorial. Second, failure is fuel. Every no Jake heard, every app that crashed, made him tougher. Let your setbacks do the same. Third, give back. Jake's millions mean nothing without the lives he's changed. Success is sweeter when you share it. He did it from a Chicago alley with nothing but grit. You can too. What's your alley? A dead-end job? A dream everyone calls impossible? A bank account stuck at zero? Jake's story screams that you're not stuck. Take one step today. Read a book, make a call, write one line of code. Comment day one below if you're starting your journey right now. Share your biggest failure in the comments. Let's inspire each other to keep going. Subscribe to this channel for more stories of the American dream in action. Real people, real struggles, real triumphs. Jake Carter went from a nobody in a Chicago alley to a name in Silicon Valley's spotlight. Every giant leap starts with a single step. Your fire's still burning, even if it feels like a flicker. Fan it into a blaze. The American dream isn't a myth, it's a challenge. Accept it. Keep pushing, America.